Welcome to Reckless Paradise, everyone. I'm your host, Marissa, and I'm here with my co-host, Dystro. Say hi.
Hello, everyone.
Wow, happy November, everybody. Oh my gosh. Where did October go?
It's gobble gobble season.
Gabba Gabba Hey. No, no.
Gabba gabba hey.
It's Gabba Gabba Hey season.
It's gabba gabba hey season.
Anyways, happy November, everybody. I hope everybody had a really fun and safe Halloween. I had a really good Halloween. We didn't get as many kids as I thought we were gonna get when it came to handing out, but like considering this was our first year, I mean, we did all right. I'd say we got maybe 40 kids in about 2 hours, which, I mean, like I was talking about earlier today. I was like, not many kids go trick or treating anymore. It's like what happened? Like when we were kids, these streets used to be packed.
I think it's just because like a lot of people nowadays, they're just like, I don't feel like going trick or treating anymore, and that's kind of sad because like back in the day, it's like it was fun to dress up and stuff and just go to neighborhood to get some candy, and then at the end of the night, you just eat all that candy.
Yeah. As much as I'd like to continue to discuss this, I think I'm gonna save this for shoot the shit later this month. I think that'd be a really good topic starter. So, with that said, moving forward, I hope everybody is having a good week. Let's bring in November on a good note. Thank you for joining us, by the way. We hope you enjoy. So, tonight is the breakdown, part one of Blink 182's newest album, One More Time. This album turns 2 weeks old as of tomorrow, aka Friday. That's insane. Like, has it really already been almost 2 weeks?
Yes.
That's
I
absolutely insane.
And then, in what, 18 days from now, it'll be a month old.
Wow. Jeez. So,
So,
the reason why I say part one is tonight because we're doing the same thing we did with the California album that we broke down about a month or two ago. Um, this album is 17 tracks long, while California was 16. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna split this in half. Of course, it's not gonna be exact. It's not gonna be even because there's 17. We are doing songs 1 through 8 tonight, and then songs 9 through 17 on Sunday. Now there are two bonus tracks that I am going to mention in this episode. I did not get any meanings for these. I actually kind of forgot to do that, but I figured I'd just briefly mention them. They're not going to be included in the ranking, but I would still like to talk about them and give my overall final opinion on them. But that'll be after we do 1 through 8. So, little backstory behind this album. This album came out October 20th of this year. Blink 182 has been kind of teasing this for over a year now. They released the first single, Edging, back in October of last year. And they were teasing everybody with like Instagram and Facebook. They're like, they're coming. They're coming. And I was like, oh my God, what the fuck is happening? And like there was like speculation going on that Tom was coming back because Tom had been gone from Blink since like oh god after the Dogs Eating Dogs EP, which was 2012.
mm,
So I was like, oh my god, is Tom coming back? And sure as shit, they drop Edging and Tom is back, and I'm like, yes, the world can live happily again. Um, but we didn't get any new music after that until this year with, I believe it was Dance with Me. I think that was the
mhm.
next single they dropped, and then they announced that One More Time would be coming out October 20th. So we literally had like a month of mental preparation.
And the wait was worth it though.
Oh my god, absolutely. Um, as we just mentioned, this is the first album with Tom since that Dogs Eating Dogs EP. Album wise, this is the first album since Neighborhoods, back in 2011. So Tom's voice has had some time to age and mature a little bit, but I don't think it's really changed a lot, to be honest.
I don't think it. I think it just the phrase is aged like fine wine.
Yes, absolutely. All right, so with any other breakdown episode, we break down each track from start to finish. Any meanings we find, we also discuss. I took the pleasure of writing down the meanings for the first 8 songs. So golf clap for me, I guess. Um, So with this, what we're gonna do the same thing with California. We're gonna rank the first half overall at the end of this episode, and then when we do Sunday's episode with the last tracks 9 through 17, we're gonna rank those as well. You know, give it a score out of 0 to 100 at the end, and then we're gonna take both of those averages and add them up, divide them by two, and that'll be our entire average for the whole album. So let's begin with Anthem Part 3. That is our opening track here, folks. This song blew me away. I got like instant chills when you and I first heard it together.
Yeah, it's actually kind of cool that they went back to Anthem, because I remember telling you, like, I don't know, like many moons ago, like I saw something on Instagram, or you saw something on Instagram, or one of us saw something on Instagram, that like Travis was doing the drum parts for Anthem Part 3, and you're like, oh, like it's something new coming out. I was like, yeah, I was like, and it said Anthem Part 3. I was like, okay, so it was a little teaser of what we were getting, and Travis like blew the production out of the park on this one because he produced the whole thing, which is like he did a very damn good job production wise.
Absolutely, absolutely. Travis, I think he's gonna go down in history as one of the most influential people in music, not just for drums, but like he's also worked on other projects with other like groups or
Artists.
artists. Even like Avril Lavigne is like one that
Mm-hmm.
stands out to me the most. Um, but aside from that, yeah, Anthem Part 3 was everything I expected it to be and more. I actually prefer it over the first two, to be honest, which is kind of weird for me to say, but I like this one over the other two.
I kind of agree with you on this one. That's a shocker, but it's like the first one was like the end of Enema, and the second part was the beginning of Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. So it's like it was like a 2 year span between albums, whereas this one's like, it was like 22 years. So, but it's like
Yeah,
um I actually liked this. I like the Anthem series.
I do
It's like
too.
the
I love the first one. Like before this one came out, my favorite was the first one. Always liked the first one.
hmm but
So there is a little meaning for this one as well. It is an uplifting track about persevering excuse me, persevering in the face of unnamed trials. This track reflects on obstacles that one may face in life, but emphasizes the importance of not giving up. So unlike the other two tracks where it's kind of like I remember with what for the first one, isn't it kind of like a negative kind of sounding one?
yeah, kind of sounded like, yeah, negative.
Yeah, it was about like kind of like getting nowhere and stuff like that, feeling tied down, like just wanting to get out there. Where this one's more of like a turn of events where it's more uplifting, which I really, really like. It shows how much the band has grown as human beings. Um, it's just overall a very solid opener. Like I don't think there could have been another track that would have been better than this to open up with.
Yeah, same,
Obviously, this one's getting a 10 out of 10 for me.
same here.
Okay, moving on to track number two, Dance With Me, the second single from this album. I absolutely love the music video for this, and it's just funny because last night me and Dystro actually rewatched this music video.
hmm
It's like a little paying a little tribute to the Ramones over there. I love the Ramones, honest to God. So I thought that was cool when they were teasing this video originally. I was like, oh my god, they're gonna do like a tribute to the Ramones. I was like, that's cool.
hmm Yeah, I thought it was like pretty like because it's like their usual selves, just having fun and all that stuff. And plus, you see like Tom with the fist up in the air, and you see Travis like reading the newspaper or the magazine or something, and then you see all these people in the background just like doing weird shit or just random shit. It was just typical Blink.
It was like a paying homage to like the I Wanna Be Sedated music video, which
hmm
we need to watch that together too. So yeah, this song is pretty much another one of those upbeat kind of like typical Blink songs. It's basically the desire to have a carefree and enjoyable experience with someone, emphasizing the importance of embracing life's moments and letting go of inhibitions. So basically, just have fun with your life. I mean, think about the opening line. When I teach blah blah blah, I'm
When
just
I
like, have fun with it.
I'm not gonna probably say it because I don't want to get demonetized, but it's it's typical Blink and it's Tom being funny, but it's like it's and plus Travis like with the wig on drumming, it's fucking funny as shit
It's
to
funny
see.
because out of all three members, Travis looks like a Ramones member, while the other two look like knockoffs. Fucking Mark. Now, dancing can symbolize a variety of things, such as self expression, freedom, and enjoyment. So you can take this song any way you want in some aspects, I guess you could say, whether it's just being happy or trying to get in someone's pants, I guess you could say. Of course, that's typical Blink for you. But
Mhm.
man, I love this song. I think when I first heard it, like this song got me pumped for the album when it came out. I was like, oh man, this album's gonna be good. And another thing I forgot to mention during this last month between September and October, that time period, they had this website. Blink 182 had this website where they were teasing songs. Like they were teasing like little clips of these songs, and everybody was trying to figure out the titles of the songs. And actually, some people did. So that was kind of cool, but I mean, Dance with Me, I mean, come on. It's like one of the best. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10 here.
Yeah, I gave it a 10 out of 10 too.
Moving on to track number 3, Fell in Love. I believe this was another single as well that came out, I believe, after Dance with Me. Um, Again, another kind of like upbeat sounding song, but I mean, it's kind of a bittersweet one in a way, kind of like a goofy bittersweet one. It's kind of hard to explain. Um, it's a little bit shorter than what we're used to with Blink, which I was kind of surprised about that. Um, the reception on this song wasn't too good when it came out as a single. I remember people were like, "This is definitely the weakest single we've heard so far." I'm like, "Really, guys? Like, I really took a liking to this one." But again, to each their own, as we say on the show. But what do you think?
I thought it was I mean, it's like Blink's always been the ones that like they do short songs, but it's not like super short that it's like like Bohemian Rhapsody or Built This Pool or anything. But Fell in Love is like it's short, but it drives the message home. I guess in within that time span, sort of thing.
Right.
And plus, it's like it's about the excitement and nostalgia about falling in love with somebody. So it's like you could just take that in any which way you want to with with a lot of these songs, which I kind of like.
Yeah, which again, yeah, you are right about that. Like that's the good thing about music. Like you could take a lot of songs into your own way and make it your own, which I really like. Like you said, it's kind of an ode to love, recalling the beginning of a relationship that would eventually come to an end. All of its wild and stupid moments were pretty much recalled in this song. Uh, Making out all night, so the sun came up, that kind of thing. Um, it's just a really like cute little song.
Mhm.
um, it's just a shame some people didn't take a liking to it like I did. But I gave it a 10.
Yeah, I gave it a 10 as well.
Moving on
Er,
to track number 4 with Terrified. This is a new song that I didn't even hear about at all. Like, I don't remember hearing any of the songs. I don't remember hearing this song on the teasers on that website. So this one was new to me when we heard it.
Yeah, I actually kind of liked the opening riff that they did, that Tom did. It kind of felt not eerie, but kind of had showed like a little like, guess in a way like a grunge side to Blink, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does make sense.
But I actually I actually enjoyed it. It's like every song on this album from start to finish was top notch.
It really
In
was.
in my opinion, yeah. It's like you said, to each their own on a lot of these tracks. Not everybody's gonna have their greatest cup of tea, to each their own. But actually this one was like kind of like a top five song for me.
Wow.
Yeah, because it's kind of growing on me a little bit more.
Hey, that's cool. I remember like the main part's like "Welcome,
Yeah.
terrified." Like I remember that part. Now for me, I haven't heard this one enough. I actually need to kind of re-listen to it again, but I do have the meaning for it. This one took me a while to find, believe it or not. Which I mean, not that's not totally shocking because this album's still relatively new, and I
Mhm.
did warn Dystro of this when it came to taking notes. You may not be able to find a lot of meanings, but I got lucky. I found all my meanings, with the exception of terrified being kind of difficult to find. So I put that this song conveys a sense of disconnection and a search for meaning. It seems to explore a longing for a meaningful connection after experiencing a transformation within themselves. I mean, take it any way you want, but this is the meaning I found.
So I'm on Songtail, and they kind of said like what you were saying about explores the feelings of vulnerability, disconnection, and fear. It's like the lyrics convey a sense of detachment from one's physical body and disregard from the outside world, emphasizing the speaker's internal turmoil.
Hmm.
So it's like you could take that in aspect too. It's like if you think about it, it's like what we deal with like on a daily basis with anxiety. We get terrified a lot,
Yeah,
and it's like it's like it's expressing weakness, but then at the end of the day and stuff, it's like everybody's gonna get terrified one way or another. But it's like as long as you like kind of keep strong a little bit at the end of the day, it's like I think you're fine.
yeah, I agree
But
with that.
that's just my take on it.
And hey, that's fine. Like you said, it's good to have your own personal connection to songs. It makes them more enjoyable and it makes them mean a lot more to you in the long run.
Mhm.
Um, for me, I gave this one a 9 because I need to listen to it a little bit more, but I'm definitely not knocking the song down. It's definitely good.
Right. I give it a 9.5. That's how like I enjoyed it.
That's good. That's really good.
I feel like I'm Price is Right you a little bit. It's just
Every
like
fucking time we do a breakdown episode, you literally prices right me on at least one or two songs, and it's like, man.
I'm just waiting for like, would you stop Price is Right me? Like, come on, like, come on.
There was that one episode where like we just did not agree. Like I remember like one of us kept going with like 8, one of us kept going with like you. I think you kept going with like 9 or 10. So I was like, I don't know what it was. I can't remember what episode that was either. Like where we just like we kept prices writing each other. Like we just could not agree.
I mean, hey, that's what happens. I mean, like, not everybody's gonna agree with anybody, so it's. But I mean, hey, the first three songs we agreed.
That's true.
That's what it matters. That's what matters.
So moving on to track number 5, this is the title track, One More Time. Man, this track, oh my god. This track really pulled at my heartstrings when I first heard it. It's not what we're used to with Blink. We're not used to a lot of mellow stuff with Blink. We're used to like a lot of, oh yeah, like heavy, like in your face punk rock. But like
Hmm.
this one was really like
Grounded.
mellowed out, grounded, like just serious.
Hmm.
And I really took a liking to it. Jeez, just thinking about it. I actually just listened to the song prior to recording, so it's still fresh in my memory, of course. This is another one of the singles that came before the album released. Um, I mean, the music video, I mean, come on. Like, actually, now that I think about it, wasn't this the second single?
Hmm.
Okay, I apologize. I said Dance With Me was the second single. I
I
know it
think
was this, and then I think More Than You Know came out the same exact day.
yeah, and then Dance with Me came out after.
Yeah, like a week later or something like that.
Yeah.
So my apologies. But yeah, the music video for One More Time is very nostalgic. Of course, using a green screen, but like the going back to different music videos, like the setting for Adam's song, the setting for Feeling This, the setting for Stay Together for the Kids. Like they were
Warped
going
Tour.
back. Yeah, the Warp Tour. They were going back to like all these different settings from their past and it just kind of really pulled at the heartstrings. Like it made you feel more thankful and blessed that Tom came back and that Blink is back together once again with the semi OG lineup. I say semi because Scott was the original drummer. Um,
Hmm.
but so the meaning for this, it's pretty self-explanatory, but I will go ahead and read it to you guys. This song reflects on their turbulent story as a group and personal bonds between the members. Also mentions the personal tragedies they had faced and how these tragedies brought them closer together as not only human beings, but as a band.
Like I remember the lyric, like like strangers into brothers, and then once into strangers once again. It's like, oh, it's like that feels so real because it's true. Like there's some people that, like, they're strangers at first off, but then they become brothers or friends. Then after a while, it's like they just become strangers once again. It's like it's crazy. Um, it's like, and then it touches on Mark's cancer and how he got through it, and then Travis's like near death experience with that plane crash and
In
stuff.
'08.
And it's just like that's just crazy. But it's like it brought them together, and they're here to this day to, like, be like, hey, like, we're here, we're alive, and we're still alive and kicking.
We definitely need to watch that. I think it's like an hour long, but it's like
Hmm.
an updated interview with Blink in reference to their album, in reference to getting back together, and how Tom reconnected with Mark. We need to watch that together very soon. I'll have to pick a night, just do it. Like kind of what we did with the Foo Fighters with the back and forth documentary.
Oh yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's crazy how tragedies can like bring people closer together. It shouldn't take a tragedy to help people reconnect with each other. This world is a very dark place. Life is short, you know, and you shouldn't let tragedies be the one thing that bring you back together.
Right.
Anyways, before I get too soppy here, one more time. This one gets a 10 for
10.
me.
10 as well.
A big, bold 10.
Mm. Big bold 10.
So, track number 6 is More Than You Know, the other single that came out alongside One More Time. This one started off mellow, but like it picked up, and like then there's like the Tom like yelling parts before they get to the main chorus or whatever, or the main verse.
Hmm.
Like I think you're the one that brought that up to me. You said you really liked when like Tom was yelling the lyrics.
Yeah, because it's just like, I can't remember like what I had said, but it was just like Tom shouting, like, just felt like, like he wanted to be heard again, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because, like, he's been gone for so long, you know, but it's like it's about like inner struggle and stuff too.
Yeah.
Um, but then it's like you could take it any which way you want with this song as well. So,
Yeah, this song kind of has a similar meaning to Terrified, based off of what I had found. You were right, it does discuss internal struggle and emotional complexity. The lyrics convey a sense of emotional detachment and numbness, as well as feeling disconnected from others. So, kind of a similar meaning towards Terrified.
mhm.
So, I kind of like how they did that. Kind of like a continuation.
There's a line that I want to bring up. You poison yourself with the thought, "I won't love you to death." This is may suggest a figure of vulnerability and commitment.
Jeez.
It's like I love that Blink. Sometimes, like, yeah, they could do the haha, funny stuff, but then there's songs like, like more than one more time. So they are not afraid to get sentimental as fuck.
Yeah, and get like dark. Like,
Yeah.
now, recently, you and I just listened to the deluxe half of the California album from 2016 featuring Matt
Mhm.
Skiba. That fucking half was dark.
Yeah, it was kind of like what we referenced when we were listening to it. It's the darker half of like if the Foo Fighters In Your Honor CD. It was like
Yeah.
it was like the darker half of side two.
I was like, holy crap, like what the hell? The opening track, Parking
Parking
Lot,
lot.
that one was good. But like Misery, like the second one, that was like, oh man, like we're really getting serious now. And there was like a couple other ones too that were a little dark. This is kind of what one more time's doing as well. Like they're going like back and forth between like darker topics and like really funny shit. So I kind
Mm,
of like that, like they're being real with themselves. They're not like faking it. Like they're being real with themselves.
mm.
So More Than You Know gets a 9.5 from me. I just need to listen to it just a tad bit more, but it's really good for what it is.
Right. I might give it a 9, but it's just because I don't hear it a lot.
Right.
See, you press it right again. Damn. Sorry. Okay.
Moving on to track number 7. This is a very short one. Turn This Off. It's one of those goofy
It's like
short
30
tracks.
seconds.
Yeah, it's like
Something.
a Bohemian Rhapsody kind of thing. I'm actually happy they included some really short, funny, goofy tracks. I love that about Blank. They can be super serious, but then they can be like super fucking childish and hilarious.
Mm.
With Turn This Off, the lyrics convey a sense of defiance and rebellion, as the members suggest that if someone is too sensitive or offended by their words, they should just simply stop listening.
Which I mean, you could take that with a grain of salt too, because there's a lot of like parents like back in the day, like they wouldn't let their child like listen to certain bands. It's like, oh no, and like no, you can't listen to that. And then it's just like they grow up, and then it's just like they're just like like I missed out on this band just because my parents and all that stuff. It's like if you don't, there's some things that we say on this show, and it's like if you're offended by some things, like you don't have to watch it, you don't have to listen to it. It's like that's like what we did with the serial killers episode, uh like a few days ago. It's like if this is not your cup of tea, it's like you are 100% willing to like just go watch something else. We It's like we understand, it's like this may not be your cup of tea.
And then there's
And
episodes where it's like, I really don't give a fuck. Like the fucking episodes where I was like talking shit about people. It's
like
like, if you're
it
offended by these words, then please fuck off. Like,
yeah, like if you're offended by this, we fuck off. It's like we should just put that at the end of like some shoot the shit episodes. Like, if you're offended by this word, please fuck off. It's just like it's like and Tom like he sarcastically address like individuals who may be perceived as unpleasant and rude using explicit language. And so it's like I'm kind of glad that they are like breaking the fourth wall with this, because like they're just like it's like it's our song, it's our album, we can do whatever the fuck we want. So sort of thing. So it's like I kind of like when artists do that. They're just like they know it's like it's there. They're just like okay, like we don't care. It's like it's our record, you know. Um, I gave it a 10 out of 10 because it's just
yeah,
fucking funny.
I give it a 10. I love their goofy stuff. Like, it just gets me so hype. All right, so the final track for this half of our episode, When We Were Young. This, I believe, was actually used for the advertisement for the When We Were Young festival that just took place a couple weekends ago, maybe 1 or 2 weekends ago, where Blink was also performing and Green Day was there as well. There was a lot of groups there, and I heard it was really good. Yellow Card also made an appearance. Um, I like this track. I really, really like this track. When We Were Young.
Yeah. Oh, it's like man, it's like there's so many things I want to say about this record, but
Wait till
uh,
the end.
yeah, I know.
So I have a meaning for this one as well. Short and sweet, to be honest. It's another reflective look back on the band members when they were young and how their lives have changed throughout the times. I kind
Yeah.
of notice a little bit of a theme going on here. Like both of parts one and parts two, which again you're gonna see this Sunday, everybody. There is a little bit of a theme going on here, but I'm not gonna mention it. I'll mention it at the end of part two. Um, you'll see what I mean. This track and then like another track or two on this album kind of have a theme going on, but I will talk about it in part two. But this song is really good. I think it's kind of funny how they kind of had this song used for the When We Were Young festival. I think that's kind of coincidental. I don't know if that was on purpose, but who knows?
Yeah. It's like it's like when they were young, no pun intended, but when they were young, like it's like they were just careless and they were just wild and rambunctious and stuff. But now like they're older and they're married and they have children and all that stuff. It's like they're kind of looking back on themselves now, being like, "Oh my gosh, like we were just young and
And
reckless,"
they're still kind of dumb sometimes, but
but not as much as they used to be back
I,
then.
I say that, and literally there was a scene in the Dancing music video where Tom had his hand like over.
Reaching for something. I remember the behind the scenes for that, and it was just like the director's like, grab it, grab it, grab it.
I mean, don't never change, Blink. Never change. My God. Um, I'm giving that a 10. It's a good song, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm giving it a 10 as well.
So before I get to the two bonus tracks, let's go ahead and overall rank this half of the album. I already did my math. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I was just doing my math while we were recording.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and say I gave this a 98.1, which is super fucking strong for a breakdown episode, considering that we're doing it in two parts. I think this one definitely beats California's first half.
Now, are we? It's like I did, 10 plus 10 plus 10 and all that stuff. So I should just do 100, 100, 100, and all that stuff.
Yeah, and then whatever you get after you add all eight, you divide it by eight. That'll give you your
Okay,
average.
give me a
I'm
second.
gonna go ahead and speak my mind about this first half. This is a very strong first half for Blank. Like I said, this definitely beats California's first half. Just in retrospect, when you compare those two, man, like I'm blown away. Like when we got to the halfway point of this album, I was like, we're already halfway done. Considering this album's about 44 minutes long, it's like it goes by super quick. A lot of these tracks are really short, like they're between maybe 1 to 2 minutes or 2 to 3 minutes. Shortest one so far being "Turn This Off," obviously. But man, overall, just the opening was like really what kind of stood out to me here. The Anthem Part 3 track, like so fucking good.
Right. So yeah, I got what you got as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, what are your final thoughts on the first half?
First half is solid. Um, when we get to the second half, I did my notes on that. Um, second half, it's like it starts off with edging, so
We're
we're
in
in
for a
for
treat.
we're in for a good time on that one. Uh, so it's it just feels nostalgic in I guess in a lot of people's heads too, because it's like Tom's back, like the band is back together for the first time and ever since dogs eat dog, and it's like they haven't missed a step. They haven't really missed a step. But
They
it's
really
like,
don't.
like Tom's like I wonder like what he was doing like outside of Blink like while he was gone. Because like I bet you like he was keeping tabs on Mark and Travis. He had to. Because like they were like like I know they were like best friends and all that stuff too. But it's like like with that lyric strangers into brothers once, and strangers once again. And so it's like they grew apart, but then it's like that those tragedies brought them back together. And it's like I'm kind of glad that like Tom was brought back for a nostalgic trip, but it's like I'm just glad that he's just back permanently this time and not doesn't leave again. Hopefully he doesn't leave again.
Tom, you
uh,
better fucking get the milk and come back.
you better keep the milk. You better get so many damn things of milk you don't have to leave for another for another so many years.
Man, I feel like if Tom leaves again, like I feel like the Blink fans are just gonna fucking riot at this
Oh
point.
well,
Like I feel
yeah,
like the internet will
obviously.
break. Like the internet broke when Blink came back. I feel like the internet would break again if Tom left again.
Oh well, yeah, obviously.
Fuck, my heart would break.
It's like my one of my best friends in Tennessee, Steve, you know who you are. He was super over the moon when Blink was coming back.
Oh,
He was like,
really?
yeah, he was like, oh my god, like dude, like here, they're coming back. I swear
They're
to God, they're
coming.
coming back. They're coming. And I'm like, dude, I know, I got you. It's like the Bir Mahan vignettes that we keep
He's there.
seeing.
He's coming.
He's coming, and he just never comes. It's just like it's just like I wonder if like that would have been like such a troll move for
Oh, that would
Blink.
have been awful.
That would have been such a troll move. And they'd be
I
like,
would have
"You
fucking died.
motherfucker!" Like they would be like, "You fuckers!" But then they're like, "Okay, like no, like we're still coming. Okay, we're still coming."
We really had to wait a whole year for like more Blink stuff. Like I was fucking thirsty, dude. Like we literally had time to go through the whole Blink um album discography before they came out with new music. So, but we're not done yet. I do have the two bonus tracks here. I actually found the meetings just now. The first one we're going to go over is See You. Now, for a little context here, Blink dropped these two bonus tracks about a week after the album came out. And originally they were for the digital version of this
Mhm.
album. So like if you ordered the album like for download from their website, you would get the two bonus tracks. But they also released them on YouTube and Spotify about a couple days later, and all other places you'll find music. So I was very happy about that. I was worried that Blink was going to play a cheap move and not do that, but they were grateful and gave it to everybody. So yippee! But it's not on the CD version or the vinyl version. So I'm sorry for those of you who do have the CD or vinyl and had to go through that. That must have been heartbreaking. But, anyways, the first track we're going to talk about is See You. This one's actually not bad. I'm really surprised it's not on the main album, just like this next track we're going to talk about as well. Um, See You appears to be about a tumultuous and complicated relationship. I apologize if I pronounced that totally wrong. The lyrics depict a sense of longing and desperation, with the narrator expressing their strong attachment to the person that they are addressing. Oh boy, another relationship type of song. I mean, that's kind of typical for Blink. Um, Kind of a similar meaning to the next song as well. I'm gonna discuss, which I mean, I guess it's maybe it could be why they didn't put it on the main album because they feel like they had enough um, going on with like relationship topics and stuff. But again, teach their own.
Mhm.
Overall, this track is very good. I mean, you've listened to both tracks, correct?
Mhm. Yes, I have. Man, it's like I wish they were both on the album as a whole.
Me too. Me freaking too. Like when I first heard them, my mouth dropped. I was like, "Why aren't these on the album?" It's like a fucking Billy Talent 3 situation where both bonus tracks should have been on the original album.
Right, yeah, yeah. Um, hmm. It's like I can probably see why that they did like what they did, but I think that they probably just didn't want to like have the fans be like so overloaded with
All at once.
so many songs, right? And instead of like 17, it's like 19. It's like, oh shit, like we gotta listen to all 19 songs in one go. Whereas like like with like In Your Arm, they did like
Two
Like
discs.
they did 2 discs and stuff. So it's like I guess they didn't want to really do that. So that's why they were like, okay, we're gonna do the 17 songs, and then a week later we'll give like the extra 2 songs as like a digital download thing. So I'm kind of like I'm kind of glad that they kind of did that, but it's like there was no song on the album that had to be skipped or anything.
Yeah, this and that's a rare occasion with nowadays music. Like usually there's at least a couple songs that make the album a little weak. But in
Mm,
this case so far, there's like no skips, including this bonus track I just mentioned. Now the second bonus track I actually prefer over the other. It's titled Cut Me Off. It's actually been in my head constantly since it came out, which is really funny.
mhm.
This song explores the themes of toxic relationships, self deprecation, and desire for liberation. The lyrics depict a narrator who's caught in a destructive cycle with their partner. So, overall, this song delves into the emotional turmoil of a toxic relationship where the narrator experiences feelings of self deprecation, dependence, and longing for liberation. It portrays the struggle between wanting to break free from the destructive cycle and being unable to completely let go. Man, why do I fucking relate to this?
If you can.
But I did let go, so deuces. Um,
Deuces.
but yeah, I actually prefer this song over the other one just a hair. I like the rhythm to it. Cut me off, da, 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 da. I love it. Um, I can also kind of see why they didn't put it on the main album. Both songs don't necessarily fit the vibe of the album, but they're good in their own way.
Mhm.
Um, I know with a lot of bands and artists, they like to pick songs that fit the vibe of the album, that kind of sound alike, that match the sound. So again, I can see why they didn't put it on the main album, but then again, we'll never know why they didn't put it on the main album. Um, both songs, if I had to rank them, both are going to be a 10. But of course, we're not going to include it in the ranking of the album.
Right.
What about you?
I think like you said, like they're both pretty solid, and it's like they're both a 10 out of 10, obviously, but it's like yeah, like we will never know like why it wasn't put on the main album. I think it's just like I said, like it would be like
Overwhelming.
overwhelming for the people. It'd be like, oh my gosh, like we had to sit through like 16 songs with California, and then we had to like how many songs on 9? I can't remember, but it was like it was long enough, and
Oof.
then and then now have to like sit through 17, and then you have well we extended it to 19. Whoops. And it's like, but then again, where would you put them?
So it seems like 9 has 15 tracks. I don't remember being that fucking long.
I think it's just it's just freeze on by for us. That's why.
I remember we didn't really care for it, but like 15 songs plus there's a Japanese bonus track. So it would make it 16 if you were to find that. But I guess Blink might be going into longer albums, like track length wise. That seems like what's happening. It's kind of like the pattern. They're going longer with how many tracks they put on the album, which, hey, that's fine. I will take more Blink any day.
um, but it's like I said, like where would you put the bonus tracks? That's the thing.
Now, on Spotify, they're kind of like just after Other Side. I believe both of them are just after Other Side, just before Childhood.
Mm,
So they would be technically they'd be tracks 17 and 18 if you were to do it like that. But
and childhood be 19.
yeah. But that, my friends, wraps up part one of the breakdown of One More Time. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of this half of the album? Do you guys think it's good so far? Let us know on social media or down in the comments. Just let us know. Like I said, this Sunday we'll be doing part two of One More Time with tracks 9 through 17. We'll be wrapping up this album once and for all. Um, I'm actually pretty excited because part two is really good as well. Spoiler alert.
Mm.
Um, man, I'm just like speechless about this album. I'm very speechless. But part two, that'll be this Sunday, so you won't want to miss that. And Dystro has our song for tonight. So what do we have tonight?
So I'm guessing I'm just gonna stick with the Blink here. Um, I'm probably just gonna go with. Hmm, what's the one? I'm probably just gonna go with. Um, I know like a lot of these songs don't have a video form, but I'm gonna go with a Blink Wave.
Oh, from part two.
Yeah.
Oh shit. That's one of my favorites, to be honest. I love that track. I'm not gonna discuss it because I'm kind of spoiling it, but Blink Wave by Blink 182. That is tonight's song of the night. If you guys would like to hear it, there is a lyric video, I believe, for it,
Mm-hmm.
um, as well as the audio video. I'll put one of those at the top right hand corner of this episode. At the end, there'll be a link that's going to pop up. Go ahead, take a listen. Very good song, very different from what we're used to with Blink. Again, I'm not going to spoil it, but take a listen to that if you get a chance. All right, so if you stuck around to the very end, we greatly appreciate your support. Be sure to go on ahead and follow us on social media by clicking on that link in the description below, which will take you to a link tree. We have Instagram, Reddit, TikTok, and Twitter. So go ahead and follow us there to keep up to date with the show, as well as our YouTube community page on our channel. You just go to the channel, click on the community tab, and that'll take you to the community page where all of our updates will be posted there as well. Um, Definitely would like to keep you guys updated with the show if we can. Um, Also, Daishu's gaming YouTube channel is there as well. What are you at right now for subscribers?
I'm at 1,035, I believe.
That's not too bad. Um, I did say I had a goal set for you. It was like what 1100 by the beginning of December.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
So Daistro uploads weekly gaming content on his channel. I'm in there too sometimes because we do play video games outside the show. We just did some GTA stuff on Halloween night, which that was pretty fun. He posted those as well, so be sure to go check his channel, go subscribe to him, and show him some love. Once again, take a listen to tonight's song of the night, Blink Wave by Blink 182, and that's it. Thank you guys for listening, and we'll catch you guys this Sunday. Peace.
Peace.